What's up guys, Curtis here and welcome to a brand new FM17 thing that I'm going to be doing throughout this summer. Now, if you guys don't remember, I tried it a little bit last year, like we did an Arsene Wenger experiment. I think there was another one we did another time as well. I'll flash them up on the screen. But I decided it would be a good idea to bring it back. I think it'd be a lot of fun. Now that I'm focusing more on FM stuff on this channel, I think it'll be a lot of fun. I will say too that there will be a Journeyman video tomorrow. I promise the Journeyman Safe will be back tomorrow. But we're going to be doing some experiments. I think it'll be a lot of fun. We'll try and get like multiple uploads to this channel as often as we possibly can. I've got flipping Steam notifications going on in the background. There you go, you can't see them now. But today, as you can see by the title, we're going to be doing an AC Milan one with their new signings. Now, of course, they've spent a little bit of money. They've brought in Hakan Çalhanoğlu from Bayer Leverkusen. I'll try and find like a little list. They bought Matteo Musacchio, very, very good centre-back, will be important to the team. Andre Silva. Is it Andre or Andre? I don't know, but a very exciting young striker. They've brought in Ricardo Rodriguez to play that left-back, left-wing-back role. Very, very exciting indeed. They've brought in Frank Kessie, Fabio Borini. Kessie's going to be very good in a couple seasons as well. He's still very, very young. Now, of course, we are only on basically the start of last season. I've done a transfer update. I've done the transfers for everyone up until the time of me recording, which is 1 AM on the 5th of July. So there's chances more players could come in. I've probably missed one or two when scrolling down the list, but those are the ones you've seen. So what we're going to do is we're going to simulate an entire season. So we're going to do this, and I'm literally just going to skip to there, and we're going to go, let's just say to like the 27th of May. I'm just going to let it simulate. It's going to fly through, and in one season, we'll come back and see how AC Milan are doing with all the new transfers. Because I think it's going to be really exciting to see how all these new players bed in, what happens with them, and how it'll do. We've loaded in the top 7 European leagues, plus Brazil and a couple others, so hopefully it doesn't take too long. I'd like to get through it nice and quickly. I also loaded all like the top 3 Italian leagues as well. I felt like we needed to keep the Italian one, so hopefully this doesn't take too long. I'm going to be back in the season, and I'll see you guys there. Season 1 is done. Let's go see how AC Milan have done. They've finished 4th. Is the season actually over? There is one game left to go. They could put... Alright, let's skip forward to that match. I think it's literally on this match day. I don't think it's possible for them to actually reach top 3, so I don't think they'll be in Champions League next season. It may be slightly different, like depending on who wins cups or something like that, but I'm pretty sure they aren't going to make Champions League football. So we're on the Monday now. That should be that done. Let's go have a look. Let's see who's done what, who's scored the goals, who's done everything really for them. So they did, I think they stayed in 4th. They have. They were 3 points behind Napoli. That means Champions... I'm pretty sure that means Europa League football, sorry, not Champions League. Which one is it? Stages. They get Europa League. So they fell short. That's not really good enough. They probably would like to break into the top 3. I'm a little bit surprised at this Lazio Roma falling out. But we'll have a look at AC Milan. We'll see. The managers have changed. That's interesting. Transfer-wise, in came Asensio on loan. All 3 were in January. Amadou, Asensio, Susaeta and Ubaldi from Spal. Who left? They shifted out Carlos Bacca, wow, Antonelli, Gustavo Gomez and Gabriel Paletta on loans. Now, I'm not sure why they binned off Bacca on deadline day. A little bit bizarre. He ended up having a relatively good season for PSG. But let's have a look at the manager changes. So, basically, after 205 days, they binned off. They won the Italian Super Cup, which doesn't really count, but they binned him off and brought in flipping Claudio Ranieri. Ranieri has been here since basically January. How has the season actually taken place? We won't look at the players just yet. We want to look at their schedules. So if we just bin all of these off, Italian Cup, they lost basically in the second round to Napoli. They had no Champions League football at all. They did win the Super Cup. They beat Juventus in the Super Cup. Serie A, now this is the one. So if we look here, they started off. Let's drag this across. That seems weird. It looks weird. They started off kind of okay. They got some big wins. They lost to Inter, lost to Palermo, went unbeaten then until basically around here, and this is when they sacked Ranieri. So a run of draws right here with Juventus, Roma, then losses to Napoli and Udinese. I think they sacked him around there, and then they brought in Ranieri for this spell. And I mean, they lost to Juve, they lost to Genoa. They didn't really have that great of a season. If we look here, their losses were to Genoa, Juventus, Lazio, Udinese, Napoli, Palermo, Inter. I mean, could be better. They drew a lot of games. They drew a lot of games. And if we look here, past positions, let's see how they. I mean, really, their highest point was 4th, and I mean, at the sacking, they were basically at the lowest in, well, around sort of this sort of spell. They did pick up. They did go through a nice little run here. 5th, 4th, 5th, 4th. Didn't really change all that much. Juventus basically stayed top. It was pretty much a straight shoot for the top of the table. Now, let's actually look at the players. Who performed well? Who did the business? Now, if we sort it by average rating, 2 of the new transfers are the top 2. We have Ricardo Rodriguez absolutely lighting it up at left back, getting 8 assists, and Masaccio had a great season too. Both over 7.5s. Lapadula didn't really feature. Romagnoli had a very good season. Andre Silva was the top goal scorer for the club. He was the only one really contributing with goals though. Çalhanoğlu wasn't very good. I don't know if they were always playing him in striker or what they were doing with him, but he was basically playing behind the striker. They played a 4-4-2 by the looks of things. A little bit questionable. Barini playing left mid for some of the season. Bonaventura playing a lot of season. De Sciglio. Bit bizarre. Bit of a makeshift season really, but not that good. But some of the younger players are definitely coming through. And if we look on this screen here, if we sort it by the youngest players, I mean, some of them were having good seasons. Kessie played quite a few games. Andre Silva had a good season. He's still going to grow. Romagnoli. There's a lot of young players in this squad. These guys are potential to all be starters. I'm not sure about the Asensio one, a bit bizarre. But these players could all be starters, and they're still all very young. So, you'd like to think, we're going to do 3 seasons of this, 2 more. You'd like to think each season they're going to improve season on season. So, let's go forward another season and see how they get on. Okay, boys. The next season is up. AC Milan are 6th in the Serie A. You can't be Serie A. Frank de Boer is now the manager. Oh, we don't want to see that one yet. We want to go straight to this one. I mean, Ranieri was sacked in December. We haven't had a manager take a full season yet. Montella, I mean, won the Super Cup. Apparently won it twice. A little bit broken. It's not been good for AC Milan, has it? You'd like to think it would go a little bit better than this. Frank de Boer is now in charge. They're finished 6th in the Serie A. They were, let's see how they did compared to last season. They got 6 points less, which is a shock. I thought they'd improve year on year. They lost 8 more games. 8 more losses. And obviously they drew less. They won 1 more game. Absolute disaster of a season. They have still just about qualified for Europa League. We'll see how they got on in this season's Europa League. But they're a long way off the top 3. They've fallen behind Sassuolo. Now, if we look here, they lost to Lazio, Juventus, Empoli, Fiorentina, Spal, Genoa, Udinese, Carpi, Juventus again, and Chievo. They drew with Bologna, Inter, Palermo, and Napoli, and then obviously won 19 games, so they did okay. But 6th place is really bad. I thought they would have done better. We are going to have a quick look, see how they got on in the other competitions. They won every group game. They beat Zenit, Marseille home and away. Got knocked out by Cuban Krasnodar. They have Benicophobe, which is weird considering they sold Carlos Bacca not long ago. Italian Cup, how did they do? Quarter-finaled again, and then obviously the Serie A, we kind of know what happens there. So let's have a little in-depth look at the players. If we see here, Masaccio once again with an incredible average rating. Hakan Çalhanoğlu has managed 10 assists, but nobody's in the goal scoring thing. And Nolito is now at the club and he's got 11 yellow cards. So, who's come in, who's come out? As we can see here, they spent 38 million in total for the striker Luciano Vietto from Tottenham. Giovanni Simeone has come in. Another, is he a striker as well? Another striker. Bought in Benicophobe, another striker. Simone Scuffe seems a bit stupid given that they have Donnarumma. They've signed, you guessed it, a striker, Joel Puyampolo. Regini, centre back or left back. A right back, Nolito for no reason, and Mangala on a loan. Weird signings. Oh my god. They've sold like everyone. Silva, he's gone for that much. Basically the same as Vietto. Oh, the mind baffles. Niang to Juve for 27.5 million. I mean, that was quite a good deal, actually. Lapadula, whatever. Barini seems a bit silly, but he wasn't really playing. Left back, Vangioni's gone, Zapata's gone, Montalivo, anyone else? Storari's retired, a few loans, Mauri. I just don't understand why they got rid of Andre Silva. I mean, Silva, somehow I clicked on the wrong player there. Silva has managed to score 22 goals, doing well, 22 goals. Whereas AC Milan's front line, we sort by average rating, doesn't look very good. Vietto and Çalhanoğlu, I mean, Çalhanoğlu's been playing up front again, despite the fact they bought about 5 new strikers. Çalhanoğlu, 12 goals, 12 assists. I mean, he's had a fantastic season. Fair play to the lad. Still not broken through the 7.0. Benik scored a bit when he's featured, actually. It's not been bad. Romagnoli's been good. Rodriguez has been amazing again. Sosa's been great. Well, he only played 1 game, so he hasn't really. And Masacio's just been out of this world again. But really, they're not playing the players that you originally would have hoped part of this thing. I mean, granted, these 3 are playing, but how's Kessie getting on? I mean, Kessie, he's only featured half the season. He's not had a very good season. Little bit disappointing. We're going to go through 1 more year. I'm really, really upset to have seen basically the 2 main strikers go in Andre Silva and Carlos Bacca. I thought they were going to really have like 15, 20 goals a season each. Bacca, I mean, has scored a decent amount, 18 and 19 starts. He's got 10 and 11 goals. That's a huge impact for PSG. And obviously, as we can see here, flipping Andre Silva, he's bagged some, got 22 goals in 33 games. That's very, very good. 33 in all competitions. He's someone that they probably needed in the Europa League, and obviously Niang just hasn't featured for either side. So we're going to go ahead and do 1 more season now. Hopefully they can do a little bit better. We didn't actually see the kind of run of form they had throughout the season, so I am going to quickly have a look at it now. I mean, it's an improvement, I guess. They're in 6th, so it literally isn't an improvement. But past positions, they've just been utterly mid-table all year round. Very, very, very poor. 1 more season. I mean, there's still some young players there. If we look here, from the starters, we've got Donnarumma still to grow, Locatelli's still going to grow, Kessie, Simeone, Merck turned out to be a starter, Romagnoli still got a year to grow, Çalhanoğlu. Maybe they can have 1 more good season. It depends how they do this window. Let's get into it. Alright boys, here we go. The 3rd season is over. This is the moment of truth. They've gone up 1, but it's still not good enough. Frank de Boer is actually still in charge. They finished 17 points out of 3rd place. It's interesting that Frank de Boer's in charge. They haven't got anyone in the top ratings. Donnarumma has had a great season, as has Rodriguez again. Let's look at how they've compared to previous years though. So, as you can see here, they've stayed in 5th for a long time. They didn't actually go higher than 5th once in the entire season. Of course, that means they've qualified for Europa League. There is actually 1 game left. They can't go up or down in that time. If we look here though, if we go back to last season, they got 61 points. They managed so far 2 more points. I guess we better go a couple more days. When do they play the last game? Is it on the Saturday, Sunday? We'll play this game and we'll make sure we'll get the full stats in. How did they do in that last game? They won it. So, if you compare it season on season, they actually only lost 6 games this season, which is quite impressive. That is the least they've won in all of it. 7 was the first season. So this season, 6 losses, sorry. The losses came to Napoli twice, home and away. They lost to Juventus, lost to Empoli, lost to Roma, and lost to Lazio. But the draws are where the problem actually stands. They can only fit some of the draws in, essentially. Did they draw? They lost to Juventus, I believe. I think they drew and lost to Juventus. They got a point out of Juventus, but Juventus didn't even win the league. Inter Milan did, and they tried their best to bottle it at the end of the season there. Their form definitely dropped off, but 5th place again. Let's see how they've got on in the other competitions. That's what we're here to see. So, number 1, Europa League. Once again, they had to go through qualifying this time. It's a long old season. They got knocked out by Chelsea, though, in the 2nd knockout round. But the Italian Cup, they lost in the quarterfinal again every single season. They played Napoli, Juventus and Inter Milan. They got quarterfinaled every single time. Obviously no Super Cup to be seen. Their Serie A season is just ridiculous. The amount of draws is insane. But Frank de Boer is still in charge. We did notice that he's the first person to actually last a season. Bravo, congratulations my man. What did you do in the transfer window? That's what we want to hear. I'm not going to look over to the left yet. I can already see, shocker, they signed a striker, a left winger, Van der Waal a centre mid. Vincent Deboda, that's a good signing, actually. I don't mind that one. They bought Lapadula back. Why? Another striker, not needed. A centre-back, a right-back. And they bought got Kurzawa in on loan. Who left? Well, basically the two strikers they just signed. Giovanni Simeone actually went in the January. And Benica Fobi went back to England in the summer. I mean, it's not really very relevant deals. I don't think there's anyone here that went out on loan that's of any interest. Giovanni Simeone, he was poor. What an awful signing that was. Absolutely terrible. Paletta went on a free as well, which is interesting. But if we take it back to the top as well, loans, a couple of players went on loan. Benica Fobi, obviously he went at the start of the season, so didn't even get a chance. I mean, these players were not contributing a right lot to the club. So, how did the players that were actually there, how did they get on? I mean, this guy seems like an awful purchase. He's on a 6.43 as a centre mid. I can't see any of his stats. Absolutely terrible. Now, some of the big name players, Ricardo Rodriguez had another fantastic season. This guy has just been absolutely out of this world. He didn't get as many assists last season. He got a lot of player of the matches this season. Masaccio, incredible again, 7.77. The guy goes from strength to strength. He's obviously an unreal talent. Çalhanoğlu's right up there as well. If we go from average rating, it is the two new boys. Then Decore, who signed this season. Scuffe is now... Oh no, he only played 2 games, I was going to say. Romagnoli was injured. I don't know if he was out for most of the season. Broken foot. I mean, he only featured in 6 games. Vieto scored 14. If we look via goals... Çalhanoğlu has been the team's top goal scorer and also bagged 13 assists. Vieto and Dembele have rotated through the positions. I don't really know what they've done because they've still been playing the 4-4-2, but I think that might be the problem, the 4-4-2. Rodriguez and Donnarumma played the 2 most games. Decore played a lot. Suso featured a ton. Calabria, just not really very good. The transfers have been questionable at the very least. Down to the core. I'm going to see how our boys that we sold last season, who they sold. I mean, Andre Silva's now valued 42 million quid. He's at Man United. He only scored 14 goals for United last season, but probably shouldn't have sold him for 22 million, lads. I'm just saying. Probably regret that one, don't you? Who else? Niang, I mean, he's just not featured at all for Juventus. Lapadula they bought back. This has to be the most pointless transfer history I've ever seen. Why? Why? Other outgoings, Barini, how's he settling in? He's not really done very well. And that's about that. First season, obviously, they let go of Carlos Bacca. He has gone downhill a lot. He's got old. To be fair, he scored 14 goals in the Super League. Bit different. But I think that's everything we need to see. I mean, they've finished... just quite poorly. 4th, 6th, 5th. They're yet to break into the Champions League. I did think they would, but obviously they have not. This guy's obviously a bit of a prospect. Going to be interesting to see how he comes along. But that, guys, brings us to the end of this episode. Let me know in the comments down below who you would like to see in future episodes. What would you like to see me do? Smash that like button if you guys have enjoyed it. Subscribe, of course, if it is your first time watching. Have a fantastic day, and I will see you all next time. Bye, guys.